He didn't even glance at me when he said it. Your work is worthless. The words dropped from his mouth like crumbs from a stale loaf. His finger hovered over the keyboard, and then, delete. The screen went black. My project, 6 months of detail, sleepless nights, and quiet obsession, vanished in an instant. In front of my wife. In front of her mother. The silence that followed was the kind that made breathing feel intrusive. Start over, he said, leaning back with a smirk. But the outburst they expected never came. No shouting, no slammed fists. I sat there still, hollow, though something sharp shifted inside me, like a blade twisting in my chest. That's when my phone rang. Unknown number. I answered. Yes, I'll accept the $800,000 offer to join your team. I didn't look at him until the words were out. His smirk cracked. My wife blinked. The room tilted, not much, but enough for me to feel the balance of power shift. Who was that? He asked, his voice suddenly tighter. I didn't respond. I only watched as the first ripple of fear spread across his face. 2. The conflict unveiled. 2 weeks earlier, I had overheard my wife laughing in the kitchen with her father. It wasn't the polite, casual laughter you share at family gatherings. It was intimate, too familiar. The kind you reserve for someone you trust too much. I stood in the doorway, unseen. Their voices drifted, muffled, but the tone was unmistakable, mocking, conspiratorial. My name surfaced more than once, and never kindly. I had always known he disapproved of me. Too quiet, too reserved. I didn't play the open-handed social games he thrived on. But lately, something had changed. He lingered longer in our home. My wife's phone lay face down more often. Their private jokes cut sharper, just enough for me to feel the sting. At first, I convinced myself it was harmless. People can be thoughtless without meaning to wound. But then the messages began. Brief, ordinary on the surface, until one line. Dinner at my place. Don't tell them yet. That word, yet, burned. I didn't confront her. Not then. Instead, I started watching. Her phone buzzed in the bathroom one night, the name Dad glowing across the screen. She grabbed it too quickly for me to see more. Later, while she slept, I copied her call logs. Patterns emerged, conversations at hours that made no sense. 10 minutes here, 40 minutes there. I turned to an old friend in IT. I gave him 2 numbers, hers and her father's. He didn't ask questions. By morning, I had a spreadsheet, calls, messages, frequencies, durations. Enough to sketch a direct line between them. But still, it wasn't proof of what. And proof was the only currency worth holding. Then I found the envelope. Tucked in the bottom drawer of her desk. My name written across it, unopened. Inside, my last quarterly report for the startup I'd been building. Scrawled across the margins were handwritten notes, not hers. His. Words like unsellable and dead weight, written in his neat, arrogant script. She had shown him everything. My work, my vision, my worth, laid out like an autopsy for him to dissect. The truth hit when a transfer notice arrived. Months earlier, a rival firm had reached out. They wanted me, my discipline, my precision. I had delayed, loyal to the company I had built with my wife's encouragement. But then my IT friend sent me a recording. Not audio. A screen capture from a video call. Her father. My code on his monitor. He was showing it to someone else, selling it, laughing about how I'd never see a cent. That night, I didn't sleep. I didn't rage. I gathered. Dates, logs, screenshots. All of it went into one folder. I titled it Begin Again. The next morning, I walked into the living room. He sat there, feet up, sipping coffee. My wife beside him, scrolling her phone. I placed a flash drive on the table. Play it, I said. She hesitated. He didn't. And there it was, his own face filling the screen, his voice describing my work as his. The cup in his hand rattled against the saucer. My wife's eyes darted between us, the color draining from her face. That's when he erupted. Anger, denial, the predictable theater. He demanded to know where I got it. I stayed silent. Instead, I called my contact at the firm. Yes. $800,000. I'm in. Send the papers. His voice cracked. You're not serious. I was. And I'd gone further. That morning, I had signed over my remaining shares in the startup to him, for $1. Let him choke on it. Let him try selling something he couldn't build without me. I thought you wanted me to start over, I said evenly. Consider this a clean slate. The room remained frozen long after I walked out. I didn't take my wife's hand. I didn't say goodbye. That evening, the contract came through. I signed it from the quiet of a hotel room. My phone lit with missed calls, hers, his. I ignored them all. The next morning, I watched the sunrise without thinking of them at all. I had imagined this would feel like triumph. But it didn't. It felt like air, weight lifted from my chest, gone into nothing. Not all endings come in flames. Some arrive in silence. And silence is the only language they cannot twist. They told me to begin again. So I did. Just not in the way they expected.